What's up everyone, Chris Pennell here from OddsShopper, going over 3 of my favorite prop bets over on PrizePicks for this weekend's race, the Southern 500 at Darlington Raceway. It's going to kick off the playoffs for the 2022 NASCAR season. As always, if you enjoyed today's content, make sure you leave a like down below, subscribe if you're new, hit that bell so you're notified whenever we post new content. And feel free to leave a comment down below with 3 of your favorite prop bets over on PrizePicks for this weekend's race. And speaking of PrizePicks, make sure you check out the awesome deal that we have going on over on the website. Because as of right now, if you are a new signee over there, you can use promo code OSMO to take advantage of their instant deposit match bonus up to $100. You can also get a free month of Stokastic Plus Platinum to take advantage of all the tools that we have over on the website across all sports, whether it's DFS, betting, or making selections over on PrizePicks. So again, that's promo code OSMO. Take advantage of the awesome deal that we have going on right now. But anyway, getting back into Darlington here, this is a really rough, abrasive surface, so tires are definitely going to be a bit of an issue this weekend. So looking for drivers that have been able to conserve their tires well, looking at the practice sessions where they had minimal fall off, looking at how drivers have performed at similar tire wear venues this year. And if you're looking for some similar tracks to Darlington, it's kind of hard to do so. It is a pretty unique track for the most part, but I do think Dover is the best comparison. You could also look at Auto Club because it is a higher tire wear venue, but it's kind of right in the middle of being a short track and an intermediate, although it's closer to being an intermediate than anything else. So you can also look at some of the 1.5 mile tracks as well. But Darlington, we have 500 miles to complete. That is over 350 laps. So dominator points are going to be quite abundant in this race. Unlike last weekend where dominator points weren't really existent and we had just to avoid the wrecks, it's going to be the complete opposite this weekend. I want some drivers that are starting closer to the front, going to accumulate those dominator points, and we can look to take the over on their fantasy points over on PrizePicks. I feel like they set the bar a little bit too low on some of the drivers that do have the potential to do just that. So getting into the first pick here, I am looking to take the over on Kyle Larson, 49.5 fantasy points. And if he can get up front, which I think he has the ability to do so, he's going to smash the over on this prop. Now again, we have to bank on dominator points, but that is something he does quite often here at Darlington. If you're looking at his overall numbers here the past few seasons, he's averaging 62 laps led per race and the most fast laps at 38.3. That's a good chunk of dominator points mixed in with a guy that I think is probably going to finish in the top 5, if not straight up win the race. He did open up as the favorite to win this race over in Vegas, although qualifying did set him back a little bit, but I feel like that was a bit premature. I still think he should be the favorite to win this race over in Vegas. So if you are in a legal betting state, I definitely wouldn't mind sprinkling some money over on Kyle Larson. He had the fastest car at Darlington early in the season before wrecking out where he finished 36th. He won at Auto Club and he was also 6th at Dover. And if you're also looking at the practice speeds that he showed during Saturday's practice session, he was 2nd in the 15 lap and 1st in the 20 lap, and the fall off was not that much from Larson. So he's been always good at conserving his tires. He's actually 1st in their average green flag speed at the high tire wear venues this season. So I like taking the over on Kyle Larson, 49.5 fantasy points, and as long as he gets up front and dominates, he should be able to smash that score because I currently have him getting over 70 fantasy points in this race. And the next pick I am looking at is the over on Ross Chastain, 44.5 fantasy points, which seems a bit too low this weekend because earlier in the year at Darlington, very similar outcome to Kyle Larson where he had a very fast car. He was top 2 in average green flag speed, but he ended up wrecking out where he finished in 30th place, but he honestly should have maybe not won the race, but definitely should have been a top 3 contender. He was racking up dominator points early on, and Darlington has always been a good track for Ross Chastain, even dating back to the lower level series, like the Xfinity series. And starting in 12th, yes, we kind of need some dominator points mixed in there, but he can get there just on finishing position alone if he does contend for a top 5, top 3 finish. But I do think he's going to be a contender to be able to get up front, lead some laps, and get some fast laps mixed in to help make that point threshold a little bit more achievable. But he was very fast in practice, 3rd in the 5 lap, 2nd in the 10 lap, and 3rd in the 15. Did fall off a little bit in the 20 and 25 lap runs, but he did complain he was getting loose, so even then he was still 7th and 5th, so it wasn't like it was a major drop off for Ross Chastain. If you're looking at some similar tracks this year, 30th at Darlington, but he was 2nd in green flag speed. 3rd at Dover was very good there, 20th at Auto Club, but that was a long time ago to start the season, so I'm going to look past that. He's averaging the most DraftKings points per race at similar tracks this year, the best average running position, the best drive rating, and the most dominator points. So I really don't see a reason why Ross isn't going to come out swinging here. I think the speed's going to be there. The finishes and the results just haven't been there for him. But speed-wise, he has still been awesome. And then moving on to the final pick, I am looking to take the over on Martin Truex Jr. at 46.5 fantasy points. And he was absolutely excellent in practice. Second in the 5 lap, first in the 10, first in the 15, and second in the 20, right there with Kyle Larson having excellent drop-off numbers where it really wasn't that drastic compared to the rest of the field. And Darlington's always been a great track for him, averaging nearly 70 DraftKings points per race here, the second best average running position, the best drive rating, has a win under his belt and a good chunk of dominator points, and he also has the second best average running position at similar tracks this year. And green flag speed-wise over the course of the season, he is currently first. He has a great pit crew, and starting in 17th, we have a bit of a, I don't want to call it a super safe floor starting above mid-pack, but he has a nice floor here where he doesn't even have to get up front and dominate. As long as he contends for a top 8 finish, he can still hit this point threshold, but you have to imagine fast laps are going to be mixed in there, and he's certainly going to be a contender to get up front. He should have passed out Darlington starting in 17th. He does have some ground to make up, but those points will add up in a hurry with those place differential points that he can offer us, in addition to some dominator points mixed in along the way. So just to recap here, we have the Kyle Larson over at 49.5 fantasy points, the over on Ross Chastain at 44.5 fantasy points, and also the over on Martin Truex Jr. 46.5 fantasy points. And I would highly recommend taking the flex play here. I know the power play is always going to be enticing, but as I always say with NASCAR, one cut tire or one penalty on pit road can derail this quickly. And a lot of times, 2 out of 3 ends up being the safest and best and smartest route to go. So while it is enticing, I do recommend going with the flex play here. But with that being said, that's all I got for you guys this weekend. Make sure you use promo code AWESEMO to take advantage of the awesome deal that we have going on over on their website. You get a free instant deposit match bonus up to $100 and a free month of Stokastic Plus Platinum. Come in, take advantage of all the tools. Join the community. We would absolutely love to have you. But I wish you all the best of luck, and I can't wait for the start of the playoffs.